Hey, have you ever been dealing with something and no matter what you did, things went from bad to worse? What if I told you it has absolutely nothing to do with you and anything that you are doing? Stay with me for the next few moments as we look into some keys about what might be causing the difficulty. This is Fresh Air for Life. Get ready, set, let's go. Hey, welcome out to another Fresh Air for Life. I'm Anthony D. Crawford. So glad you're joining me on today. Remember, subscribe, hit the alert button, give me a thumbs up, leave some comments, all those good things. Now, have you ever been dealing with some things and no matter what you did, it seemed like things went from bad to worse? Or maybe at the very best, it just stayed the same. Well, again, what if I told you it has nothing to do with you? A lot of times, it's all about who's in your boat. Who's in your boat? Who's connected around you in your inner circle has a huge impact on the successes and failures of your life. Let me tell you a story. There's a young prophet. His name is Jonah. He gets an assignment from God to go to Nineveh to carry a particular message. Well, Jonah doesn't want to do that. He decides, you know what, that's not what I'm going to do. I think God has a different ideal in mind anyway, so I'm going to get on this boat and I'm sailing off towards Tarshish. He gets in this boat with other, group of individuals, and a storm shows up. And listen, the storm showed up because he was completely out of God's will for his life. Now, you got a bunch of other people on the boat, though. They have nothing to do with this, and they are now at risk for their lives because of this storm that is so bad that's going on. And they're trying to, understand what is going on. What's the cause of this? Jonah had already told them that he was running away from God. And they, do some particular things to find out, well, who's really at the root of this? And they found out that it was Jonah. Jonah said, yep, I'm running from God. I'm really kind of being rebellious here. And as a result, he says, look, if y'all want this storm to stop, he says, just go ahead and throw me overboard and everything will be fine with you. Now, watch this. These individuals, are very good humanitarians, I would say. They're just like, no, we're definitely not going to do that. They try to work harder and roll the boat, and it does not do any good. So finally, they come to the place, just like what Jonah asked of them. They toss Jonah off the boat into, the waters. And if you know the story, Jonah then gets swallowed up, by a huge fish or a whale. But watch this. Once that happens, everything about the storm ceased with the remaining people on the boat. So individuals on that boat, they were dealing with a problem, not because of what they did, but simply because of the fact they had Jonah on the boat. You have to understand, sometimes you have some individuals in your life and you don't realize it, but they are the source of the conflict in your life. And you have to be willing, just like Jonah encouraged those individuals, be able to remove them from your boat so that you can be able to sail free and clear once again. But here's something that you need to understand. This works on the negative side, but it also works on the positive side too. Here's another story for you. There's a young man named Paul. Paul now is a prisoner, and he's now on a boat. And while he's on a boat sailing off with 276 other individuals, he's in this boat and a storm shows up and it's a hurricane force wind. I mean, they are panicking. They're throwing everything out of the boat, trying to save their lives. Paul takes time, though, to spend some time with God, and I love it. He comes to, the individuals of the ship and he says, look, be of good courage, because I believe it's going to be just as God has told me. The angel told me on this past night that everybody's going to be saved, even though the ship is going to be lost and we're going to be shipwrecked. Well, as a result, watch this, of Paul's life with God, there's 275 other people's lives that are rescued, all because of who was in the boat. So there's some people in your life and some people in my life that we need to have, that whether you know it or not, they're bringing favor in your life. They're bringing, a sense of goodness in your life. They are a cause of some of the success in your life. Now listen, there's some individuals that you need to get out of your boat. But there's some individuals you need to fight to make sure that you keep in your boat, because their presence is turning your life around and causing you to go in the right direction. Now, listen to me. You need to do an analysis, of who's in your boat in your life, and be willing and courageous to kind of get the Jonahs out of the boat. But then also fight to make sure that you keep the Pauls in the boat. And if you made a mistake now and let Paul get out of your boat, be sure to fight to bring him back in, bring her back in, because you need those individuals in your boat. If you go on further with that story with Paul, they actually wanted to go ahead and kill Paul and get rid of him because the ship was getting ready to be destroyed and he was a prisoner, so they didn't want the prisoners to escape. But the commander of the ship said, oh no, we're going to save all the prisoners because I want to make sure we save Paul. Paul's presence saved everyone's life. So make sure that you're doing analysis and evaluation in your life. See who you have in your boat, because who you have in your boat right now may be causing a lot of hurt and pain in your life, but also who you have in your boat may be the cause of your great successes. So this is Fresh Air for Life. I'm Anthony D. Crawford. Again, subscribe, leave me some comments, give me a thumbs up, and let's keep having life together with fresh air. I'll see you soon. Bye.